Welcome to Big Steps, Bold Stories with your host and founder, Vera Friesen, mom of 3, mother-in-law, grandma to 5, author, speaker, and online business mentor. Here we step away from fear and dig into courage to create the life and business we truly desire. Get ready to be inspired by the big steps and the bold stories of incredible entrepreneurs who've turned their passions into thriving ventures. Let's get this podcast started. Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I hope you grab a nice cool drink if that's what you want, or a nice hot drink, and join me in this conversation where we're going to talk about staying motivated. You know, we all get that initial excitement about a new project or a new blog or a new business idea or a new membership site or ebook or coaching package, which is what I've been doing. I've been working on my coaching packages and they're beautiful. I'm really happy with them. The end result is really good, and I really feel positive that I'm going to help a lot of people. However, it wasn't easy. Every single word that I put on that page was scrutinized. I read through it. I had a dear friend of mine go through it as well. I'm sure you're going to hear more about her later. She's going to be brand new to you. She's brand new to me as well. And she's just wonderful. So I hope to share her with you very soon. But, you know, when she's offering, you need to change this, you need to change that. And she's at a much deeper place with her business, with her online business than I am. So she was, giving me some pointers. And again, I'm going to share lots more about this later. But, when I saw all the changes that I had to be done, she basically tore it apart. And I have 3 different packages, and she ripped it apart and said, we need to revamp this. So I went ahead and did all the work. And it's really exciting to offer something new or to jump into a new project. But when the work is presented to you, and you go, this is going to take me hours and hours and hours. Do I really want to do this? Well, I do, because deep down inside of my heart, I want to help as many people as I possibly can. And I know and I recognize that the gifts that are inside me, they're not meant for me. They're meant to help other people. So I want to get that out there. My drive to get that out there is strong. And I want you to think about that. Think about, what is it exactly that prompted you to start your new project, that gave you the idea, that gave you that excitement for that initial start? What was it that got you going? Always come back to that when you don't feel very motivated, because along the way, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And it's easy to lose sight and get frustrated. Maybe you had to learn something new to implement to be able to put this package together or put this project together. You are going to have bumps in the roads, but it's always good to remember, come back to the reason why you started. So let's talk about staying motivated. So the first thing really is to remember why you began. Remember what motivated you to be in this new project and doing this thing that you love. What happened in the process to cause you to stumble? And then what helped you to take action and make an impact in this new way? So think about that. So secondly, what can help you when you're thinking about getting motivated is keeping track of your actions. Keeping a journal or starting a blog, writing about those experiences and preserve them somewhere so that when you need that reminder of why you're stepping out to make a difference, and you can review your journey and feel encouraged and refreshed. The third thing is keep your vision right in the front of you. Keep visual reminders front and center of why you're doing what you're doing. Pictures of the people you hope to impact, memorabilia from events or encounters you've had, thank you notes, letters, all the tangible things that have come from your impact are really good options to keep you motivated and to keep you grounded in what you're doing. The fourth thing that I want to share with you is share the impact. You may be a private person, but your impact that you have on this world and the people around you is important. So to whatever extent it is what you feel comfortable to share, you should be an example to others who may have had a heart for what you're doing. And you may be able to nudge their need to get out there and start making a difference themselves, doing something that they've been putting off. The fifth thing that I would really like you to think about, and it's something that I often think about and talk about, is leaving a legacy. The things you do, your acts of service, and how you make a difference is what's going to be your legacy. And no matter how small or large of an impact, your family and friends, community, and people around you are going to be impacted by your generosity and your sense of purpose. And that's going to be part of the legacy that you leave behind. I often think about it. I still can't believe that I have 5 grandchildren. I want to know that my children and grandchildren are going to be okay. And what is the best that I can do by them? I'm always thinking about that, always trying to heal my own heart and heal everything within me so that I can leave a lasting impact of love and adoration, comfort, and peace with everyone who comes across my path, especially my children and my grandchildren. So legacy to me is a huge deal. And whenever I feel unmotivated to do the work, because it is a lot of work to run an online business and do blogging and all these different things, but I know it is going to impact my family and my friends and the community around me. So I continue and I keep working at it. I remember years ago, after my daughter was quite ill and recovering, and she's doing extremely well today. But years ago, my pastor had mentioned that when you feel at your lowest, what is something you can do to come out of that? And the one thing that he taught us and talked to us a lot about is helping and serving others. And when my daughter had just finished all her treatments and life was kind of getting back to normal and I could attend church on a regular basis, I signed up to greet people at the door. And the reason I did that is because I couldn't come to church and cry my eyes out, or so I thought back then. Of course, you can have emotion at church. That's totally fine. But at that time, I didn't want to because I wanted to greet people in a happy manner, in a loving manner. So when I was put on the door, I was actually taking that pain and turning it into joy and giving it away. So within this podcast today, I want to dig a little bit deeper to help you keep your motivation to work on the things that you know you're called to work on, and dig into how to motivate yourself further. So there's 2 types of people in this world. There's planners and there's people who love spontaneity. Planners love planning, obviously. They love laying out their goals, their objectives, working backwards to determine every necessary detail. They study, review, and revise their plans over and over again, making small changes and tweaks along the way. Now, spontaneous people like to fly by the seat of their pants. And if I were to identify with either group, I would say that I'm a little bit of both. I'm a planner, but I also am very spontaneous. And I probably lean more to the spontaneous part. So let's give it like a 70-30. 70% spontaneous and 30% planner. But these, like, people who are spontaneous are very quick on their feet and they parachute on the way down after jumping from the plane. They work the best, like, in the moment, on the fly, relying on energy and their wits in the here and now and what's happening right now in this moment. A lot of spontaneous people live in the present and they pay attention to what is going around them. They really are the perfect personality type to motivate, to encourage people anywhere they are. They don't need a full plan to make an impact. They can wing it and inspire and motivate in the moment. I wonder what you feel you work well as. What is your personality? Do you like to really detail and plan everything out, or do you are you spontaneous and in the moment and fly by the seat of your pants? Do you fit into that category of people who see a situation that needs a personal touch and is able to pour right into it and then live there? Are you aware of, do you need, are you alert to the needs that are unfolding around you, the people around you? And I wonder, who can you inspire and motivate today? Because when you give that motivation away and that joy in your heart away, that's what motivates you further and further. And like I said earlier, the gifts that are inside of my heart, they're not just for me to just keep. They are to give away so that other people will be impacted with what I'm doing. Think of it as asking yourself, what am I doing today? Like, where am I going? Who will I see? And most likely you'll engage with well over 10 people in a day. So think about how you can make a personal connection with every single one that crosses your path. So I wanted to give you some out-of-the-box ways to inspire and motivate other people. One thing that I love to do, like I used to drive my kids nuts in the grocery lineup, talking to people. I often said hello to people at the gas station, and I would compliment them if I found something lovely about them that day or something they said to me. I tell them, thank you, I appreciate that. You can leave notes of encouragement in a library book for the next person who's going to read it. Something that so the person who gets it has no idea, it's a surprise, and you have no idea who received it. So it's really cool. I love that kind of stuff. You can bring your hairdresser a coffee when you come in for your next appointment. I actually have a brand new hairdresser that I found. She's out of town from me, but she is going to be worth the drive. She's 2.5 hours away, and she actually opened up, which I didn't know at the time. I was talking to her about my business and things that I've done, and she was asking, right? I'm in the chair. You know, we talk to our hairdressers. And I didn't know, but as I'm talking about stuff, she was buying a hair salon and starting her own business. And she's like, Vera, you're never going to believe it. I did it. I'm like in the process of renovating, blah, blah, blah. This is happening. And I'm like, holy smokes, girl, way to go. Like, I'm excited to see the new place now. And I saw her pictures that she posted on Facebook. And yeah, it's just inspiring, right? Like, you don't know when you're talking to someone if your words have had an impact. Think about what you say to people. And then, like, often I'll smile at people, and people walking out of the store, in the store, can connect with someone or help someone put their shopping cart back. Little things like that. Leaving post-it notes in the bathroom, around the house. Picking up trash in your neighborhood is another thing that you can do. Getting involved with your church. Your church has initiatives that is going to impact the community around you. So you can join up and help out there. You can send notes and cards in the mail to friends and family. Bring a warm meal. That's often a nice thing to do. What can you do for other people? Because really, when you're feeling frustrated, sometimes like with, maybe you're doing a blog post and it didn't save, or something happens and you're like, I can't do this anymore. Getting out and helping someone else actually is a really good thing. It's a good remedy for the situation. And no matter how sad you are or frustrated with work or whatever it is that's happening in your life, getting out and helping other people is just such a wonderful feeling. And then you feel more motivated when you've had time away to come back to your work and go, okay, I got this. I can do this now. So making a difference, inspiring and motivating, it doesn't have to be done on a large scale. There can be one little thing like what I've been talking about today. One little thing that will make an impact. And sometimes it's a much bigger impact than you even realize. You can inspire one person every day just by acting spontaneously. Seize the moment and the opportunity to pour into someone simply because they're right there with you. And there's no easier way to make an unplanned impact. What can you do today to change the situation around when you get frustrated? Because we always get super motivated when we get started on a project or something new that we're doing. But when it comes down to it, there's a lot of work involved. And I hope this podcast has helped you think about how to stay motivated when you feel frustrated and stuck and you're not sure how to keep going, because in the thick of it, it becomes repetitive work or it becomes boring. So yeah, that's just some things that I do in my personal life that helps me stay motivated and reminds me of my big why. And I have a few big whys in my life. And they're people. So I want to do good and do well for them and myself and the community. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this podcast and see how you can jump into something and just serve others, right? Help someone else and see how it changes your life. Thank you so much for listening and spending the time with me today. It gives me such a happy heart to share these stories and these special guests with you. I will see you over on social media where we can continue to talk about the podcast, as well as over at bigstepsboldstories.com. I will see you there and see you on the next episode.